There are so many questions in my head since the first time I arrived here. What does it mean to be in an art residency? What should I bring? How do you become a good residency artist? What do they expect from you? Most might expect us to show our best, most successful work. But will they ever ask about our failures? And should we really speak about failure? It's been more than 7 years I've lived in between, working as a slasher, wearing many hats in the art scene, artist, producer, whatever I could to keep going. I never went to art school formally. People say I'm self-taught or collectively taught. Maybe that means I've learned from mistakes, from the noise of rehearsals, from conversations around a wooden table after long days, from how we feel together, and somehow keep going. I migrated from my hometown to the capital to find more space to do things. But even there, space was borrowed from friend studios, from community centers, from rooftop that we clean ourselves just to show something. In this private studio, my skin cracks, my lips dry, the air smells like metal and dust. I circle around questions of fear and failure. Will I fail to meet the expectation of others here? At least, in quiet moments, I hear someone playing the piano. A melody that travels through the wall, like a reminder that someone else is also awake, trying, failing, and repeating. Only now do I dare to call myself an artist, even after 2 years without creating something new, after leaving behind years of collective work that drained my sanity and left trauma behind. I'm lucky this window on the second floor faces an open space where I can observe people most never greet each other, except when they're crossing paths in the laundry room. I do small things to endure, to keep working while following the dark news from Indonesia. In February 2025, thousands of students across the country took the streets in what they called the Dark Indonesia protest, a movement against Prabowo government, which they see a step backward for democracy, a return to authoritarianism. But this is not only about Indonesia. Across Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Arab world, history repeats itself. All this made me wonder, how do you survive an art residency while hearing the news from home? What can art really do? I was only surviving, and maybe that was enough. As a woman, I've always felt close to failure. Jack Albert's term, in the queer art of failure, suggests that failure can be a form of resistance, an escape from the demands of success under oppressive systems. Failure is not always defeat. It can be a radical act, a refusal to participate in a broken system. Maybe art is not here to fix the world, but to remind that it's broken. I believe the places we live can lead us toward joy or toward failure. We move in search of a city that feels safe. Safe not only to live, but also to create. Before moving to Paris, I never realized that another kind of space was possible. I thought we never belonged to public space, whether poor or rich. We were never the public they meant. In my youth, my friends and I could only meet at school or in an abandoned building. We were too afraid to use the green fields owned by government because we were not the citizens they imagined. The river was never a place to gather. It was a place to avoid, a place of dark folklore, a place where bodies were thrown. People often say, the poorer you are, the smaller the space you have. Perhaps that's true, especially where I come from. Maybe it's true everywhere. You pay more to rent a room with a window. The narrower the alley to your house, the cheaper the price. That's why so many of us dream of open space, a place to breathe. Sometimes I walk for hours watching the city's rhythm, the sound of metro doors, the smell of bread, the small moments of care between strangers. I think about what kind of city could let us breathe like this, and how we might build one from where we come from. There are benches in public parks, but sitting there means inviting the stares and comments of strange men about your clothes, your body, your presence. You become very visible, yet invisible at the same time. Sitting in public means being judged as idle, unemployed, unworthy, as if you're not allowed to rest after work before going home to a house with no terrace. All I wanted was to sit on that bench with my female friends after school, because there were things too awkward to discuss at home or in a shared room with siblings. You cannot meet your lover in the nearest park. Love must hide indoors, so no one knows that you are in love. And yet, in this foreign city, I learned that intimacy can exist in public. People kiss by the river. Women walk home alone at night. Friends sit and laugh without fear of being seen. It startled me to see that freedom could look so ordinary. Would you believe me if I told you this is the first time I felt freedom? My mother feared I would never return if I joined a demonstration. Maybe not only my mother, but all mothers. The space of struggle has rarely been safe for women. It looked harsh, angry, not made for the weak. But there is no meaning in silence in a world so far from justice. Audre Lorde said, "My freedom is not real as long as any woman is unfree, even when the shackles are different from my own." Here, freedom tastes slow. It is the moment when you exhale and realize no one is watching. Freedom is not permanent. It's fragile, like dove rising under a cloud, like light shifting across the wall. It asks for care, for solidarity, for the courage to imagine a space beyond survival. I never knew a place could be collectively imagined, that a space could exist to truly liberate. But maybe for now, freedom begins here, in the small acts of persistence, in how we keep listening to each other's stories, even when the world outside grows darker.